Hey, thank y'all for stopping by in a kitchen somewhere on the road. Yeah. You know, it's pretty nice when you can just go into somebody's house and say, hey, we need to film a video here tonight. So we kicked them out, decided we'd just take over. But now we're on the road in part of New Mexico, so we are going to really go back to some of my great childhood memories here of what we talking about, Frito pie. Now, we're going to change it up a little. Traditionally, them things was made at football games, basketball games, baseball games, and there was so much grease in that in the meat that even though this is a plastic-looking base sack, it leaked plumb through there at times. So, first of all, I need you to go ahead and preheat that oven to 350 degrees, and just make sure that you have a 12-inch cast iron skillet or something big enough to hold that. And then I need you to what? Shannon is saying slow down over there.
Yeah, like let's wait for everybody to catch on.
So, can everybody hear us all right? First of all, I just want to make sure that the volume is good. And we got time. Go get yourself a glass of tea, cup of coffee.
Don't forget to hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like button. Get you a glass of wine, whatever you need. What do y'all think Frito pie pairs with wine? Do you know, Shan? I mean, what would you guess that a Frito pie would?
A Dr. Pepper.
A Dr. Pepper.
That's for Billy.
That's for Billy. Or a root beer. That'd be pretty good. But I'm going to pour it with some iced tea right quick first, and I may finish that up.
Rusty said beer.
Beer would be good. Rusty, just so you're there, my friend, I think it pairs pretty well with port wine. So I'm going to go ahead and pour me a little. And
what is that?
it's port. It has got a little black cherry in it. It is really good. But I've learned from the wine drinkers across the world that you have to let it set and aerate over there by itself. So everybody got that skillet ready and got that oven preheated to 350 degrees? How many are cooking? I need to know. I mean, I want to make sure that everybody's cooking. I mean, we need to be in the kitchen.
Well, we have a lot of people just watch.
Oh.
Which I'm just watching.
You're just watching too? Well, if you've got all the ingredients there and you are cooking with us at home, go ahead and get you a yellow onion, dice that thing up. Now, Shan sometimes gets on to me because it's not chopped, it's not diced, it's something else, it's sliced. I diced today, is what I would call a dice.
Wait, put it out, let me see.
That's what I'd call a diced.
No, put it on the cutting board.
No, I just got it off the cutting board.
We'll take a vote.
We'll take a vote.
Put it, no, okay.
That's all I'm going to put on there.
No, what would people call that?
Onion. That's what they would call it.
That's like a fine chop.
Fine. We're going to go ahead and call that a diced onion for the Cowboy. 1 green bell pepper.
Oh, everybody's saying that's definitely diced.
There you go. See there? And also, a lot of people all the time telling me on YouTube.
Oh, we got some chopped, sorry.
You cannot cook anything, can you, Cowboy Kent, without a jalapeno or a green chili. I am going to fool y'all tonight, and I'm just going to cook with a green bell pepper. So get you one of them. Make sure you got it chopped up good, diced, sliced, whatever you want to do to it. 1 pretty big tomato, because we need about a cup of tomatoes there. Get them chopped any way you want them. You're going to need 2 cups of cheese, and you can use whatever cheese you want. I like to use cheddar in ours. A bag of Fritos, and Kelly, who helps us with some of our social media, claims that she is the Frito pie expert. Kelly, if you're watching, I need to know. Now, because Kelly says you can't just have a regular Frito, you got to have the scoops. Now, Shan had another sack of Fritos, and I think she put them in the pantry over here, Shan. And they are the chili flavored Fritos. And I do like to mix and match and combine and make things even better. So, also get you 2 pounds of certified Angus beef, ground beef, 80-20, because we need that fat in there to give us some of that flavor. So
these are good.
These are good. Chili flavored, huh?
I mean, have you had this?
I have not.
You've never had a chili cheese?
No.
What do you think?
They're not bad.
I think they would make a good one.
Now, you remember when you got these at the ball game, and they just take a pair of scissors and they just cut down that little old package? One time, when I was bored at a baseball game because we was about to run rule them folks, watching the grandson and them, I counted the corn chips in one of them little sacks. There was 12. Make sure you get a big sack of chips, because If y'all have watched us long enough, we would never want to look for meat, we never want to look for cheese, and we always want to make sure you got whatever goes in it, plenty of it. So let's get us a 12-inch skillet. I got one over here. It has been heating a little bit. We'll bring it right over here for just a minute till I can get the meat in it. 2 pounds of ground beef. Oh, there's a sizzle right here. That's what you call sound effects. My favorites.
I want to know where the beagle is.
The beagle is here. Where you at, Big? He's over here on this side because he smells meat. I can't pick him up. He weighs about 50 pounds. Now, while we got that here just like this, with the big supervision, you can season with salt and pepper if you got it, but I'm going to season with our original. And beef, what is it?
I don't have onions in the house, so I'm going to substitute with chocolate cake.
That'll work. I like people that'll improvise. I do, because that's how you learn to cook the best, is always being able to improvise. Now, we're going to let that brown just a little, so I'm going to put it back over here on the stove. And this is the new version of Bertha here, this Viking stove. That thing's got so many knobs on it, folks, I didn't even know how to turn it on. I had to get Shannon over there to help me. But we're going to let that brown for about, I'd say 8 to 10 minutes till it gets browned up a little. And then we'll add the onion and the green bell pepper. Yes, ma'am.
Aaron said canned rotel would probably work good too.
Yes, it would, canned rotel. That is a good idea. You want to run to the store and get some right quick? Oh, okay. Anybody else cooking? I mean, go ahead and tell us if you're cooking along with us, because it's supper time.
Can you show everybody? Somebody said which knob?
Let me see. This skillet is with this one right here, I think. Yeah. Now, there's 2 ovens on this Viking stove. I have no idea which knob goes to what oven, because I turned this one on a while ago and got it on 350, but it's cold as it could be. But you got to turn it on bake too as well. So
Eric wants to know what's your favorite vegetable.
my favorite vegetable, I'd probably say either a jalapeno or probably a poblano.
What about okra?
Okra is I forgot about that. And the garden's planted at home, so I do love some okra. It is really good for your diabetes. If y'all have got any kind of trouble with that, go back and watch some of our Cowboy cures, because that okra will help lower that A1C. Now, I'm not talking about deep fried and battered. I'm just talking about lightly fried in some.
What whiskey do you recommend?
What whiskey do I recommend? You want me to show them?
Do you have it?
Oh, do I have it? I always have it. This is my whiskey of choice. If I'm cooking, sipping, whatever, I'm always going to go back to Peach Crown most of the time. I'm going to get that out of the way because it might get me in trouble. This meat is browning a little bit. Now remember, you will need to drain the grease off this or continue browning it till you cook the fat plumb out of it. But
Do I need to come over? I'll come over when it's brown.
we're going to season it just one little bit more.
Here, let me come over.
You coming over?
Can we come over?
I don't care. You come right on over here on this side of.
Traveling show.
Yes.
I've got it on a tripod.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 burners and a grill on top.
There's the beef.
There, come here. Come on over here and make an appearance. I don't know if y'all know it or not, but a lot of times they'll be having to use sign language for Big. He's probably 14. His hearing's getting a little bad now. His appetite ain't fading him none, or his sense of smell, but his hearing is a little off, ain't it, buddy? Yeah, you're a good pup.
I've had some people request a Whopper.
A what?
A Whopper?
I like a Whopper, I do. Now, if you want to change this Frito pie up, and now you can see that that's about, I'd say, 2/3 of it is getting brown. I'm going to go ahead and dump in these green bell peppers and the onion. Now, if it really was my ideal, I'd probably be putting me some green chilies or some jalapenos in here. But you make it to your liking. You know, I want to know how many of you have eat a Frito pie right out of a sack. That's some of the best eating I ever had at a ball game. But also now, when you go, you have your choice of Frito pie or walking taco. which is usually made with Doritos. Same purpose, but a lot of them just using canned chili and then pouring some of that fake cheese on top of it that Shan really likes, and you're in pretty good shape.
So yeah, here's the major too.
And a little Meiji. So, we got our tomato sliced up. Let me get rid of this.
How's everybody doing? Is
Everybody cooking right along.
you need to slow down, go faster.
Yeah, you just need to let me know what's happening here. And this recipe just happens to be in our first cookbook, A Taste of Cowboy. I hope all of you have known by now. You know, our latest cookbook come out March 28th. We had a pretty good book tour. We did. Keep an eye on that events page on our website because we have some intimate evenings still coming up. We have the menu all set, so you can look at that. But also, we'll be at Wagons for Warriors in Lebanon, Missouri over Memorial Day weekend. That Saturday, there'll probably be close to 35, 36 wagons up there. But we have a class on Friday so we'll be showing people how to make biscuits and gravy, and you'll get to sample a little. So look for that. But also, Casper, Wyoming, there is an event. And then in July, there's an event in Lemoore, Nevada for a benefit for a fire department. So be sure and keep an eye on that website. It'll let you know where we might be.
If anybody's going to be in Lebanon.
How many of you folks are coming to Wagons for Warriors? I know there's quite a few people told me the other day on comments that they were sure coming. So I look forward to seeing everybody. If I can figure out how to turn this on a little taller. We just throw more wood in it. If it was Bertha, it would be better off. And thank y'all for your prayers too for rain for our country. We got an inch.
Circle G Chuck Wagon will be there.
Circle G, where are they from?
You can ask them.
Well, Circle G, where y'all from? I know there's two different wagons from Alabama coming, but I don't know Circle G right off the top of my head. So, folks, if y'all are in the area, it is a great event. Alabama. Well, they probably know Troy and them then that's coming from Alabama. So it'll be a good time. It will. Now, we're going to have something to ladle that grease out of there when we get that over there to one side. If I knew where stuff was in this kitchen, I'd be in good shape. Everybody still cooking right along? How many of you already got it made and just sitting there eating it, watching? You know, that'd be a pretty good deal. But I think while we're at it, we'll have a drink of port. Oh, that is good. But you want to let this brown till it's completely done, not half done, because we are sticking this in the oven for just a little bit. But all we're doing is melting some cheese in there. So I'm going to sort of go pulling this away from one side to where we can get that grease to get back over here.
Let's have somebody from Ireland watching.
Well, that's your people, Chen.
Yep.
We do have a lot of fans out of the United States, and I thank you, each and every one of you, and as well as all of our viewers, for always tuning in. It means the world to us because, hey, y'all know this is more than just about food. Yes, ma'am, Shan.
Yep.
Oh, nothing else? I got a lot of pups helping now, Shan. They right here. Can y'all smell beef? It's got onions in it, so I don't think it's going to happen big. I think most of that grease is going to cook out of this, so we're going to let her brown on just a little bit more. And while it's to that,
a lot of Alabama people.
that is good. While it is to that point, tomatoes.
Or Rotel.
Or Rotel. Yes, I really like that idea. But it's going to give it some color, and you can put as many tomatoes in there as you want. Biggie's not real fond of a tomato, so we're going to leave them out. Now, this is what we call pretty quick and easy, because if we were on a ranch, and we have made this on a ranch for Cowboys at a noon meal, and folks, we use a lot of canned goods on them ranches, but you transform them canned goods into something that you didn't even know they was. So when we get to that point right there, we're going to add some of the W sauce. Y'all just go ahead and pronounce it any way you want to. I'm not going to.
Give it a shot.
Worcestershire. I'm getting close.
What's
The W sauce.
wash your sister.
Wash your sister sauce. You use as little or as much as you want. We're going to let that cook because I want them onions to make sure that they're good and tenders, and them green bell pepper as well. And we're getting oh so close now.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, since it's mine, I'm going to look in here and see there is some taco seasoning. So I'm gonna put it
Optional.
optional, but I do like it on mine.
What other variations would you put in this?
Well, you know, you could use chili seasoning packet. You could use all sausage or half beef, half ground pork, whatever you wanted to do to it. You could add a little bacon to it. You ain't never gonna hurt it. And look in the icebox. A lot of times I have to just throw stuff together at home for me and Shannon and the pups.
What about beans?
Beans would be a great thing. Now, y'all probably have seen our chili video. We have 2 of them. And people chastised me for a long time for putting beans in chilies. They said, no, that's not chili. It has beans in it. When we grew up, beans was a substitute for meat. There was more beans in our chili than there was meat. So we've always put it in there. You could put black beans in here, pinto beans.
Barbecue?
Barbecue sauce might not be bad. It would probably work all right. All right, we're getting down to where it's time to what?
What is that?
Enchilada sauce.
Oh. So somebody's making burrito tacos.
Hey, that sounds pretty good to me. I like a taco. I hope they're using the recipe we had in our video. So get that stirred up really well. We're going to let that simmer on just a second. There's a lot of great flavor coming off that, but I do need something here called a spoon. I want to make sure we have that seasoned well enough for me and the Mage. Takes me back to the ball game. It does.
Somebody said throw in the peach crown.
Well, I don't think we ought to put the peach crown in there. We'll
rice.
say rice would be good.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to thicken that, you know what to do, right? How many of you? Raise your hand. Cornstarch or flour. If you want to just sprinkle you a little flour around top of that to thicken that up, you can. Or you can mix you some cornstarch and cold water, pour that in there. Whatever y'all want to do.
Everybody's trying to get smell-o-vision.
Well, it would be nice. It would. We're real close to putting this thing in the oven, Shin. Let's just make sure it ever come on. Oh, it did come on. Mage, we made a mess there, buddy. The neighbors will kick us out. Well, at this time, we're going to turn the heat off. 2 cups of cheese. In the oven it goes.
Larry wanted to know if you drained it.
No, there wasn't enough grease in there, so I didn't have to drain it. It cooked most of that grease out. The liquid that people are seeing in there now is mostly enchilada sauce. A true Frito pie at home back at the ball games, that thing never had the grease drained out of it at all.
Somebody said, why in the oven?
You need to melt that cheese really good from the top. That's the way I've always done it, 350 degrees.
Can't you just do it on the stove?
You probably could. It would blend in there. And if you want to do that, we can bring her back out there. It ain't no problem to me. The camera looks crooked.
It's crooked.
I like to be level-headed most of the time. Get rid of them.
Let me just fix this. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm hanging. You just go on.
Why don't you tell everybody the sneak peek of what's coming up?
Do what now? The sneak peek of what?
What's coming out for next week?
Ooh. I'm going to tell you, next week, I went back to Taco Bell. Them folks were so glad to see me at Taco Bell. They even know me by name now. So
Actually, here, this is like super behind the scenes.
yes, it
I'm
is.
going to show you my editing, and I want to show you all the difference here of the two. Oh, here. Look at that size difference.
Now me, when I pull that out there, I like a little more cheese in that, so I added some more. Now, we're going to use both of these because Shan says these is really good. And I don't think you can have too many of these, so we're going to put these on the outside layer of it. Then we're going to go back with the regular Fritos everywhere else. Oh, them will hold something right there.
That's why she liked them, because they, like, you can scoop them.
Now, when you're to that point, I wonder what happened to that spoon
Where's
we
the
had.
big dog?
The big dog. I have no idea where Cletus is at today.
We're on the road.
Cletus don't travel well. I need you to mash this in there. Get them Fritos down in there. Let them soak up some of that juice too. Now, somebody break out the football, the baseball bat, and the baseball, and let's sit in the bleachers and have Frito pie. So I know it's going to be good. I'm going to go ahead and get me something to eat it out of, which is a bowl. I'm going to get me a spoon. But before we go that far, you know, a lot of times, like if you go out and eat somewhere, they have music playing that pairs with what you have. And I really think we should have some music today. So I'm just going to ask Alexa. Alexa, would you play some Frito music?
Here's some music by Frito.
Okay.
On Amazon Music.
Who's that?
I have.
For a while.
If that's what they playing when I go in to eat Frito pie, we probably going to leave. Alexa off. Oh my gosh. Who is Frito? How many of y'all know?
Oh, Alexa. How many people's Alexa went off?
Yes. I imagine a bunch of them. They usually do. All right. Now we got to find something to dip it with. So I think I'm just going to use this right here.
Sorry, I didn't find a group of device named one.
Look at this cheese coming out of there.
Get tight.
Yes. Dump that right in that bowl. Then I'm going to reach down here and get me some more. Put it right there on the top. I have learned from prior experiences, I am not about to taste that just yet, because I guarantee you it is way too hot, Meiji. Way too hot. So, how many of you done pulled it out of the oven, got it all ready to go? I need to know how many of you were actually cooking this dish. Because, hey, I think it is a grand thing when everybody can get together and we can cook. If y'all know where we're at, come on over, I'll feed you. So, it is a good deal. So, Shan, do you like
Tuna sub was cooking. So was garland.
There we go, Garland. Tuna sub. There's no vegetables in this bite. So many memories come back on them old cold nights, especially when you was eating at a ball game and you had that Frito pie in your hand more for warmth than you did for taste. But folks, this is fine dining, it is.
Well, this is a good question. What's your favorite thing about me? Ooh, shredded lettuce would be good.
Yes, it would. You could make this just like a taco. Go ahead and put you some lettuce on there, add you some avocado, whatever you needed to do. Ain't nothing wrong with it, just like it is. What was the question again, Shan?
What's your favorite thing about me?
My favorite thing about Shan, my favorite thing about her is she chose me.
Aw.
That is my most favorite thing, because folks, without her, I wouldn't be a whole lot, and we sure wouldn't be having no videos. She is a great lady, the love of my life, and we are just so thankful to have all of y'all that tuned in tonight to watch. And just remember, it's about sharing food, being happy, and eating Frito pie. Any more questions? Because I do love a question. I'm going to eat while the questions are coming in,
They're
Shan.
coming in fast, so I'm trying to get them. Did the bee get?
The Big? Do you like Fritos, Big? Come around here, buddy. You like a Frito? He spit it out. Now he's going to try it. What about you, Mage? Yep, they both got a Frito. So be sure next week and tune in.
Oh,
For
we
the
need
what?
prayers for Aunt Dora.
Prayers for Aunt Dora. We will lift Aunt Dora up as soon as this is over. We will. And folks, we thank y'all so much for shouting out your prayer requests, but we thank you too for all our fans that pray for these folks. It is a great deal. It is.
Who's your favorite historical character?
Will Rogers, probably more than any. Will was a great cowboy, grew up poor as dirt, a great statesman, and he made fun of politicians. So he was good people. It was.
If the time ever comes, who would you pass this channel on to? I don't think we could.
They'd probably lock it up to where nobody could have to watch it again, I think. But I don't plan. Somebody asked me during the book tour, how long do I plan to cook? And I told them I was going to cater for my own funeral. It'll be better than life insurance because I'm going to cook a big meal right before that time. We're going to pack in the church. Shane going to charge them $100 a plate to get out, so it'll be good.
Who's your favorite music artist or genre?
Oh, there is so many. It used to just be Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys forever and ever. Faded Love was probably my best song. I listened to it all the time when I was traveling in one of them 8 tracks, you know, you slipped it in there and it was so wore out you'd had to get you a piece of cardboard and shim one side so it wouldn't drag and play. But when Shan come along, I remember one time she sent me this little iPod deals. What was it?
iPod,
Yeah. Clipped on your arm, you know, because I was running a lot at the time and she already had music on there. I got out there that morning and she made fun of me too when I told her because I had some of them headphones that looked like I was working for the Secret Service. And I took off running and I turned that on and it was Lady Gaga was on there. Made me run faster, it did. But I appreciate really all music. I listen to some Lady Gaga. I love the Eagles. We just got through listening to Britney Spears. Hey, we'll catch it all, you know. I do love the old ballads. I love Johnny Cash, some of that old country, because country really has changed when it become country and Western music. There's a lot of it I don't even listen to anymore. Any more questions, Shan?
They're coming fast. Not just yet.
Not just yet. All right. Well, folks, remember, Wagons for Warriors, Memorial Day weekend, Lebanon, Missouri. Come on Friday. We have a class there. You can call up there and get information if they still got tickets left for it. But also, it is a great event for a great cause for the veterans and the servicemen and women who suffer with PTSD. A lot of that money goes back in to help them folks. So it's a great place to be on Memorial Day weekend if you ain't got no place else to be. After that, hey, them intimate evenings is coming up. We got one this coming weekend, right, Shan? This coming Friday, Saturday. And then the next 2 weeks after that, we have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So.
And everybody's requesting the Frito pie dance, so that might be a good way to lead us out.
Frito pie dance. Well, we ain't got no Frito pie music, you know. Well, you remember that little guy that used to wear, he ain't on here no more. They used to have this guy on Fritos, and he wore a little sombrero, and he would be dancing around like, yeah, 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 I am the Frito Bandito. You don't remember that?
I don't.
Okay. Some of the folks will. They will a long time ago. Hey, we appreciate each and every one of you stepping in here and letting us cook for you tonight. We hope that you enjoyed. Be sure and share the food with your neighbors since you done cooked it. But also, it is with great honor, pride, and privilege. And if I had a hat on the house, I would tip it to all our servicemen and women and all the veterans who have kept that old flag flying. We commend you all. Rest of you, get on in here. Come on in here close. I'm going to let you have some Frito pie and give you a hug. God bless you, each and every one, and I'll see you down the Frito pie trail.